Am I the asshole for telling my friend I accidentally slept with her fiancé? I, 22, male, am completely gay. My friend Sienna, 23, female, and I met in high school and stayed close for years, even though we drifted apart a bit when I went to college out of state. A few months ago, I got a wedding invitation from her. Her longtime boyfriend, Marcus, 25, male, had proposed, and they were planning a summer wedding in our hometown. Even though we weren't as close anymore, I was invited to one of her pre-wedding girls' nights. Since I'm gay, I'm often the honorary gay best friend at these events. The night got wild, we drank a lot, and at some point we started sharing hookup stories. I pulled out a photo of the guy I had recently slept with, and the whole room went silent. It was Marcus. Sienna screamed. I honestly had no idea Marcus was her fiancé. There was no photo on the invite, and she never posted him on social media. I had never seen his face until that night. She was devastated and then furious. When she yelled at me for ruining her wedding, I panicked and blurted out, "It's not my fault your cheating fiancé likes getting railed, Sienna." Yes, I said that. In the middle of a packed club. Everyone heard. The whole group went silent. It was humiliating. I've since apologized multiple times, but she hasn't responded. I get it. I said it in the worst possible way, but I genuinely didn't know. I wasn't trying to expose anyone or destroy her life. I was just drunk and shocked. Later, when she confronted Marcus, he confessed, not just about me, but about 8 other guys he'd been with during their 4-year relationship. Sienna immediately called off the wedding. I've heard she's now staying with her family and doesn't want to talk to anyone. Marcus is completely out of her life. I still feel like the villain, even though I didn't cheat, lie, or know anything. But that one line I shouted keeps haunting me. I never wanted to be the other woman, and definitely not the reason her wedding was ruined. Maybe it was bound to come out. But am I really the asshole for how it came out? My fiancé makes creepy comments about my 14-year-old sister. I, female, 20 years old, had been dating my fiancé Charles, male, 35 years old, for about 2 years, and until recently, everything seemed great. A few weeks ago, my 14-year-old sister Amy came to stay with us for a few days, while our parents were out of town. During her stay, I started noticing some really disturbing things. At first, I thought I was imagining it, but Charles began making comments that made me incredibly uncomfortable. He would call Amy so attractive and say things like, "You're going to be really popular when you're older," and "You already have a body like that." The worst was when he said, "If I were your boyfriend, I'd be jealous, because all the boys are going to be looking at you soon." At first, I tried to ignore it, but it kept happening and made me feel sick. Then, one evening, I overheard him on the phone with a friend saying, "Amy has that look now, like she's starting to blossom." It was one of the creepiest things I've ever heard. I felt like I was going crazy, and I just knew I couldn't stay in this relationship any longer. I confronted him about his behavior, and he immediately got defensive. He denied everything and said I was being paranoid and needed to trust him. He insisted he was just trying to be a good brother and that I was overreacting. I didn't care. I packed my things, broke off the engagement, and moved back in with my parents. Now, some of my friends and family are saying I overreacted. They think I should have talked to him first, but I don't see how that would have changed anything. So, am I the asshole for breaking up with my fiancé over his creepy comments about my younger sister?
Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.